and let's think about the crowd and their reaction to the different acts. How do we measure that in a way that would get funding? Lucian.
Well, I actually approach that as a data analyst, and so I'm looking at crowd analysis, and when you look at crowd analysis, you're looking at crowd control, behavior monitoring that's already there. So I would actually be looking for things like real-time insights into crowd activity, density, movement patterns, and unusual activity. And when you specifically think about that in terms of AI and tools for measuring audience appreciation and emotion and interaction, there are tools there. So you've got facial recognition and emotional recognition in algorithms already that can analyze facial expressions from video feeds, providing there are ethical things about proper consent and privacy considerations. But if you say you're already getting comedians who are being able to find out, reviewing crowds, exactly when a joke landed, or for a musician, moments of intense engagement, or even a sense of awe. You're now getting AI patterns and algorithms that can do this. So if I was looking at the emotional response, the collective, I would go to crowds. I would certainly go to, because crowds are big data by default. And I would start to look at those technologies which look at pattern management, energy, and they can look at people who are dancing to a high energy band and those sorts of things. And
I think
from then
so.
it
If
moves,
I wanted to get funding to measure the impact of a Glastonbury performance, I would take it away from emotions. I wouldn't talk about emotions in my funding application, because that gets everybody very anxious. I'd look at, like you said, quantifiable stuff that's already there, quite boring. How many people are in the crowd? Volume of audience appreciation, movement patterns. I'd make it quite boring.
I was going to say there is also I agree with you. There is also a bridge into neuro-linguistic programming and coupling that audience energy analysis with social media and mentions and things like that as well, which come together. You can't beat it. There's been a terrible event with the loss of a football player from Liverpool today. That is there is an outpouring of energy on social media. There are crowds gathering at Liverpool. That is something you can't avoid, and you can certainly measure it. When a concert works at Glastonbury, everybody talks about it.
But this is something, I know we need to move on, but this is something that we know as performers. When your performance has landed, and almost, I think, the quantity stuff, I think you're brilliant, you get the application.